start off with two specific shout outs, if you will. One is to the podcast We Can Do Hard Things, and the other is to the Dr. Becky. I know on Instagram she's good inside. And I don't know if she has a podcast or anything, so I apologize about that. But so it's the podcast We Can Do Hard Things, and the episode I'm referring to, they interviewed Dr. Becky, and her concept is good inside. And the reason I wanted to do a video of it is because a half hour into the podcast, she was interviewed. I think it was a 2-hour interview that they then broke into 2 different podcasts that they released separately. So she's in 2 podcasts, but again, I think it was one long interview. And they were interviewing her on her concept of good inside. And about a half hour into the 2 hours, I'm not even fully done, full disclosure, with the 2 hours. About a half hour in, I realized my own interpretation is that her concept of good inside is my concept of inherent worth. I was born with inherent worth. I have inherent worth because I was born. We are all born with inherent worth that stems from the inside out. Again, I have worth because I was born. I am enough and I matter. I can hold myself in warm regard in spite of my flaws and imperfections. So these are all the core beliefs if you are in your same as position in your self-esteem. Same as being inherent worth, and I am same as everyone else. I am not better than anyone. I am not less than anyone. I kind of like doing it this way instead, but this way I can combine them into the same as, right? I'm not better than, I am not less than, I am same as, and same as is we are all born with inherent worth, period. Which I think equates to Dr. Becky's good inside. Her premise with kids, with parenting, is, do we believe that our children are basically good kids, good people with bad behaviors? Or do we believe that our kids are basically bad kids, bad people with good behaviors? So her premise is to come from everything with the belief system in place of my child is good and does bad things. I do think she uses the term bad things, and I think it's grammatically well. Good inside versus bad behaviors. I don't love the term bad behaviors, but there are behaviors that we don't like. Jumping off the couch is a behavior that we wouldn't like. So we could call that a bad behavior, but I think you know what I mean. So the only reason I was coming in today, this might be a shorter video than typical, is to let anyone out there who is familiar with Dr. Becky, good inside, know that our theories overlap. Our theories are probably the same theory in the core. Our belief system, I should say, is the same theory at its core. We just phrase it differently. I have inherent worth because I was born. And by the way, you, whomever you are watching, you have inherent worth because you were born. You are enough and you matter. Again, period. That's inherent self-esteem from the inside out. The outside sources, just to remind you, with my last name, Issa. E is for esteem, A is for achievements, S is for society, and the final A is for attributes or assets. You can go to yourdecisiondiva.com to get a handy little printout of all this information, because I am your decision diva. I am your queen of clarity. I'll see you next time.